And when it comes to identifying where and how we're being limited by fear, I think a key question that I love to ask people is, what is it that you would do if you weren't afraid of failing, if you weren't afraid of looking foolish? What would you do if you didn't have fear? Now, of course, fear isn't a bad emotion. Fear seeks to serve us and keep us safe and protect us from harm. But too often our fears keep us from taking the actions that we need to take in our lives to create the changes we want, to achieve what we're capable of achieving. But when we start with that question, what would you do if you weren't afraid? What would you do if you were being truly courageous? That can sometimes really trigger in people like, I would have this difficult conversation with someone. I would change what I'm doing here. I would decide I'd say no to this commitment, or I'd put my hand up and I'd say, hey, this is what I really want to do. So I think just starting with that question, what would you do if you weren't afraid, is a really powerful place to start. And how are we being limited by our fears? I mean, we're limited by our fears every single day in such a myriad of ways that it's too numerous to mention.